Walking is something that we all do every day, but most people don't look at walking as a legitimate way to lose weight, burn fat, and maintain a healthy weight. And I used to think the same way. After all, a walk in the park, by definition, is something that sounds very easy. And usually when we picture someone doing whatever it takes to lose weight, we don't imagine somebody walking. Instead, we usually picture someone running as hard as they can on a treadmill covered in sweat. But the truth is that walking consistently throughout the week can make a big difference in how you look and how you feel. This is especially true if you're currently not exercising and you can't seem to find the motivation to start working out. Since most people are undervaluing the benefits that walking can have on their body, today I want to go over exactly what you can expect to happen if you simply take a 30-minute walk every day. And I'm sure that the first thing that you're wondering is, can doing something as simple as walking actually help you lose weight? Well, even though walking is not as hard as running or even jogging, it's still considered a low to moderate form of aerobic exercise. And if you walk either at a faster pace or for longer distances, or you walk very often like every day, in all these cases, you'll be adding a good amount of extra calories to your deficit. Now, most of you have heard of the saying that you can't outrun a bad diet, so you're probably thinking that it's very unlikely that you'll be out walking a bad diet anytime soon. But this is taken out of context. Even though a really bad diet will make it physically impossible to lose any weight at all, exercise happens to be just as important, specifically for long-term success. And when people say things like 80% of your results come from diet, it devalues the powerful effects that consistent exercise brings to the table. The reason why people think this way to begin with is because of a lot of the studies that compare the effects that diet and exercise have on weight loss end up coming to the conclusion that dieting alone usually results in more weight loss than just exercising alone. But after reviewing a bunch of these studies, researchers realized that the calories burnt from diet and exercise were not matched in most of these studies. Sometimes the diet-only group would be cutting away 1,700 calories per day, and that would be compared to an exercise-only group that was only burning 200 extra calories per day. Obviously, with a flawed setup like that, the diet group will always come out on top. But researchers found out that when calories are actually matched, weight loss is matched. And by finding this, they were able to conclude that exercise alone, without any form of diet restriction, can be an effective strategy for losing weight. Again, even though you won't be out walking a horrible diet, as long as you have a decent diet, walking every day can definitely move the scale in the right direction. Walking burns about 100 calories per mile. If you walk at a fast pace, you'll burn anywhere from 150 to 200 calories in 30 minutes. If you walk at that same fast pace for an hour, we're looking at up to 400 calories. 200 to 400 calories per day can definitely make a big difference. In one study, participants were instructed to only add 1,000 steps per day without making any diet modifications. Not only did their leg strength, blood pressure, and cholesterol levels improve, but they also lost weight, lost some visceral belly fat, and improved their body composition. Keep in mind that if you were walking at a moderate pace, 1,000 extra steps would only take you about 10 minutes. Other studies also support these findings. In one of these other studies, participants were able to lose about an inch off their waistline and about 1.5% off their body fat just by walking for about an hour 3 days per week. At the end of the study, researchers concluded that walking is a safe and effective strategy for reducing body fat and for improving insulin resistance. And this is all assuming that you're doing nothing else except for walking. It would obviously be far more beneficial to combine walking with other forms of exercise like resistance training throughout the entire week, and to also combine all of that with a well-balanced diet plan. If you're walking and you're also on a solid diet, research shows that it can help enhance the effects of your diet and workout plan. Now, don't get me wrong, higher intensity activities like sprinting have a lot of advantages over lower intensity activities like walking. For example, with higher intensity workouts, you can get the same amount of results in 15 minutes that you would get after 45 minutes or maybe even an hour of a low intensity workout. On top of saving time, you could also build more muscle and improve your muscle's ability to use oxygen more efficiently. But a really low intensity activity like walking offers its own unique advantages. First of all, it's a very low impact and low stress activity, making it ideal for people with current injuries or for people that are currently out of shape or older that want to reduce their risk of getting an injury from exercise. According to one study, the chances of getting an injury from walking is 25% lower than the chances of getting an injury from running. Others estimate that it could be up to 50% lower. And the reason for this is because running produces higher ground reaction forces, which simply means that running creates more stress on your joints each time your foot strikes the ground. With walking, the ground reaction force is about 1.2 times your body weight. Meanwhile, the ground reaction force from running is 2.5 times your body weight, which is significantly higher. This is why walking may also benefit people that are out of shape and are looking to start slowly. Walking isn't only great for beginners, it's also great for more advanced people that are trying to add in some active recovery in between their other workouts. While high-intensity training can exhaust your central nervous system and it can leave you feeling tired for your next workout, walking can actually help you with soreness and recovery instead, making it a great way to burn some extra calories without decreasing your performance levels for your next workout session. Now again, this doesn't mean that there aren't just as many great benefits that you'll get from running or higher intensity training, especially if we're looking at the amount of time spent for the amount of calories burnt. This is why I personally still prefer high intensity interval training over lower intensity training like walking, because it helps me save time. But if you would rather spend more time working out at lower intensities because that's something that you can actually consistently stick to without feeling constant resistance, then that's what you should be doing. And that's actually another very powerful benefit of walking every single day. It's a lot easier for most people to maintain. You can walk anywhere, so you don't need a gym. It doesn't interfere with your other workouts. And like I already mentioned, it's relatively stress-free compared to other forms of exercise. According to studies, exercise is important when it comes to losing weight, but it might be the most important thing when it comes to maintaining that weight loss, potentially even more so than diet. In this study, researchers stated that the most common method for weight loss is diet, but they also say that diet does not provide a long-term solution. Over 50% of the people that lose weight by dieting end up regaining the weight, making dietary change more and more difficult to maintain over time. These researchers claim that exercise is the only factor on the energy expenditure side of things that can actually be voluntarily controlled over the long term. And when I say long term, I'm talking about years, not months. Biggest Loser contestants actually experienced this exact thing firsthand. A study that took place 6 years after the Biggest Loser competition found that the people that maintained a significant weight loss had either 80 minutes a day of low to moderate intensity activity like walking, or 35 minutes a day of higher intensity activity like running. The bottom line is that while diet is super important for losing weight, consistently exercising may be the most important thing to keep that weight off. Now, even though the Biggest Loser contestants were walking 80 minutes per day to maintain their dramatic weight loss, the physical activity guidelines for Americans recommends 150 minutes of moderate activity like brisk walking every week. This would be the equivalent of 5 30-minute walking sessions per week, which should be doable for almost anyone. And that alone will provide a ton of health benefits, including the prevention of heart disease, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, stroke, and osteoporosis, just to name a few. This makes walking a great addition to your current exercise routine, and if you're not exercising, just by walking, you can literally add years to your life. In fact, one very large study involving over 1 million men and women over a 14-year period showed that simply meeting the minimum guidelines of walking just 150 minutes per week can reduce your risk of all-cause mortality by 31%. That should be enough to get even the people that dread exercise the most to put on their sneakers and go out for a walk. This study also showed that people that got 3 to 5 times more activity than the minimum guidelines decreased all-cause mortality by 39%. Now, I know 3 to 5 times more activity may sound like a lot, especially if you're just trying to get into the swing of things again, but just starting off with the relatively low physical guidelines without doing anything else, that alone can motivate you to slowly adopt a healthier lifestyle. It might motivate you to eat a better diet, and when you start seeing some changes in the mirror from your diet, that'll motivate you to change more aspects of your lifestyle, ultimately snowballing into true lasting changes. That's it, guys. I really hope this video has helped you out, and I hope it's helped you see just how powerful simply walking 30 minutes a day can be. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can be notified whenever I release more free fat loss tips and tricks just like the ones that you found in this video today. Also, I do want to mention that if you happen to be overweight, walking is going to be very beneficial for you, but Over time, you will have to do more to continue seeing progress. By eating a well-balanced diet and by adding in 3 weight training sessions per week, you can be guaranteed to see some pretty impressive results much faster. You'll lose a lot more body fat as long as you have a diet that incorporates healthy foods while giving you the right amount of calories and lowering your insulin levels. If you're serious about making a transformation and you want to take the next step and try a done-for-you approach that requires no trial and error on your part, try my 6-week challenge, which on average has my clients losing either 20 pounds or 5% of their body fat in only 6 weeks. You get a customized diet plan, a 42-day workout plan, a recipe book, a full video exercise library, and much more, including an accountability coach that'll be assigned to check in with you every single week to help answer questions and guide you through the entire process. The challenge is free, but there is a catch. The big catch is that this cannot be another program that you hang on your fridge and forget about. You have to actually take action and make the necessary changes to get the results that you're after. So as long as you don't cheat and as long as you don't quit for 6 weeks, not only will you lose 20 pounds or 5% of your body fat, but you'll also get the entire challenge for free. This is exactly why our program has such a high success rate. By putting skin in the game when the going gets rough and you might feel like you want to give up, the structure of our challenge gets you to continue pushing forward. To find out more, you can click the link below for the 6-week challenge in the description, or you can visit my website directly at gravitytransformation.com. I'll see you guys soon.